Have you ever wondered what the difference between a CV and a resume is? You're definitely not alone. Many people actually confuse the two, but knowing the difference can actually just give you that extra edge in the job market. Top of the morning, everyone. My name is Tshidi and I'm back with a brand new video. Today, we're diving into a topic that trips up even the most seasoned recruiters, the difference between a CV and a resume. So stick around because by the end of this video, you'll definitely know the difference between the two and which one to use when and why. We're first going to start with the basics. What are they? Think of a CV and a resume as very close cousins. They are related, but with key differences in purpose, the length, as well as the content that you put in them. Now, a resume, for example, is a concise, very focused document that's tailored to a specific job that you're applying to. And the key word here is tailored to a specific job that you're applying to. And it's usually 1 or 2 pages long, summarizing basically all your skills, your experiences, your professional background, and any other achievements that you've got. Whereas a CV, on the other hand, or curriculum vitae, is typically a longer document, often detailed and very comprehensive. It's usually used in academia, research, medical, or even scientific fields to outline some of your full professional history. And CVs can also run several pages, depending on the depth of your experience that you might want to share with everybody else. Now, the second thing that we want to try and understand is, okay, cool. Now we know what the difference between the two are at a high level. What are the purposes? The purpose and the usage around the world. Here's where things get a bit more interesting and a little bit more confusing for a lot of people. In the United States, resumes are standard for most job applications, except for academic, scientific, or research positions where the CV is actually then expected. Whereas in Europe, in Africa, and Asia, the term CV is more commonly used across these different regions, but it generally refers to what Americans would consider to be a resume. So a brief document summarizing your relevant experience. However, academic fields still also use the longer version, which is a CV. The key differences between the resume and a CV is mostly length. A resume is short, sweet, 1 or 2 pages. A CV, on the other hand, can be several pages long, and it's meant to be a full record of your career. Where the focus is also different is that with a resume, this document focuses on skills, experiences, and mostly relevant to the specific job that you're applying to. That's why we always say it's tailored to a job that you're applying to. You want to tailor each resume to the position that you're applying for, emphasizing the experiences, the skills, and also trying to align the accomplishments with the job that you're applying to. And think of a CV as a career biography. It's more of show us everything: degrees, work experiences, publications, awards, conferences, certifications. And this is where a lot of people sometimes confuse the two, mainly because you'll find that people add conferences, certifications, publications, awards, every single thing in a resume and still apply for that particular job. Now, the other thing that you also need to worry about is the updating frequency. Since a resume is tailored for each job, you'll actually need to update it as frequently as possible to highlight whatever you've been learning over the past couple of months or past couple of years. Whereas the CV, on the other hand, is more static. You update it only when you actually have a new role, a new certification, a new publication, or any other significant achievements that you might want to actually have. And when should you actually use each one of these documents? Now, to be honest, if we're looking at Europe, Asia, and Africa, the reality is most of the time we will always use a resume and we'll call it a CV, and we'll call it a CV, a resume. It doesn't really matter. You use a resume if you're applying to a job in the private or government or any other non-academic positions, whereas a well-crafted resume will also show your strengths in a quick, impactful way, perfect for a fast-paced hiring process. Whereas a CV, on the other hand, you're going to actually use it mostly for academia, research, medical, or any other scientific position. So if you're looking at, you're applying for a scientific position and you want to showcase your publications or any other things that you've actually received from awards, then you actually go and use a CV. The last thing that you also need to consider is formatting tips for both. For your resume, keep it simple, professional, use bullet points, and keep the headers that are very strong and that you actually know that people are used to. Focus on measurable achievements like increased sales by 25% rather than just generic responsibilities. Whereas for your CV, be thorough but organized. Use clear sections: education, publications, professional experience, certifications, and so on and so on. Now, to wrap things up, guys, remember, a resume, it's a tailored snapshot of your background, your experiences, while a CV is a comprehensive story that you tell. It's more like a portfolio of evidence of your background, but tailored in such a way that people can actually read it in one document. If you found these tips helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like and share this video with as many people as possible so that at least they know the difference between a resume and a CV. Top of the morning again. See you next time. Peace.